How you doing? What's going on today? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. How you doing? Because
Peace.
I'm gonna bring you in on here on IG. Y'all know what time it is. It's story time. Get ready, get ready. We got a good one for you today. We got a young man that's going to give you some good information today, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, get ready, get ready. All right, because if I sent you a request, it's your time. I sent you a request on IG. You should see it.
I see, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to talk on both of them.
Okay. If you cannot, then I'll just tell them to come on over here. Don't you worry about it. Hey guys, I got a treat for you today. It's called Story Time with the trash vegan. It's not letting you do both. If you don't think you're gonna be able to do both, don't worry about it.
I can come in, but I don't know if I'm putting one on a headset and I'll keep this one on that one. So I'm just trying to make
Okay.
sure they don't interfere as far as volume go.
Okay. Well, let me know if it works. I sent the invite. Let me know if you see it. Ladies and gentlemen, today is another great day. Sunday, October 23rd. October 23rd. And we are so excited. We are so excited to have Mr. Trash Vegan here today with us. And we are going to talk to this young man, a great young man. You know, I just love the internet because I have met some amazing people on the internet. There he goes. Good evening. How you doing?
Peace, Queen. How you doing?
I'm doing just well, just well. So, for those people who have never met you before, can you please tell the people your name and where you hail out of today, Mr. Johnson?
Okay, my name is Khalif Johnson. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Oh, it's not gonna work. Both of them.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's cool. Y'all seen it. So, what I need y'all to do is come on over, come on over, come on over to YouTube because you're going to hear my voice, Vonda. Come to APW Shout Crystal on YouTube. APW Shout Crystal on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch the whole thing because we can't do two devices. So I need you to come to APW Shout Crystal, okay? YouTube, Facebook, thank you so much for being there. We are so excited. So y'all come on over because we're here and we're waiting on you. I just need you to show up. All right?
Yeah,
We're
you can put
good.
it in, like try and put it in the show notes, or I can mute on Instagram if you want me to. That way, it won't give a feedback, but you won't be able to hear me on both.
That's okay because I will, they will learn. I'm trying to get them come on over here. Y'all see us be over here. I'm trying to get you coming over and join me over here. So they'll figure out how to come on over here. So listen, tell the people your name and they'll see it because I'm gonna add and put it back. I'm gonna put it back over there for them so they're gonna see it. So now I'm gonna set this up and we're gonna rock and roll and we're not gonna worry about Instagram because this is where we wanna be. All right. So once again, Mr. Khalif Johnson, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today. And tell us a little bit about this husband, this father, and this author that we're looking at today.
Well, I come from a simple story. You know, we grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Compton. I attended Dominguez High School, graduated, sports and everything. Came out, learned my way through the cycle of tribulations in Southern California, and got to a point where I don't know. We were told at an early age that you're going to be dead in jail by the age of 25. It's a common thing that they teach in elementary school, in the junior high school, on up to high school. So it's something that we kind of had embedded in us at an early age. So up until that point, I kind of lived life one day at a time, and to still be around getting close to 24, 25, I was like, yo, I possibly have a chance that you can make it that past 25. So let's kind of make some changes. Got my stuff together, found the wife, got married, you know, put some pieces together. A couple years later, kids, then the mission starts to change and find purpose and live life. I don't know. It's kind of hard to talk about. It's a little weird talking about it, but
Well, that's
that's kinda
okay.
how
That's okay. You're so humble. I can see your humbleness. So let me ask you this: how long you been married?
I'm 17 years.
Oh, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. You don't look old enough to be that. Can I ask you how old you are?
I just made 42. The 3rd of October.
Okay, so ladies, nice looking gentleman, but he's taken. He's taken. He's been married 17 awesome years. How many children?
Two. I have a
Two?
son. I have a son and a daughter. My son's 15. My daughter,
Oh,
she'll be 12 in December.
wow. So you've got the best of both worlds. Do you see yourself in your children?
Of course, that's the main reason we do it is for the children. You know, the lineage, the next generation. That's the whole purpose that we get up and get to our day, is to make sure that their futures are secured.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So when I saw you on Instagram, I saw you and you had a name called the Trash Vegan. But before we get to that point, I want to ask you about who was the little boy, Khalif, before you met your wife. Was he a quiet, shy little boy? Was he a troubled little boy? I mean, and was he ambitious? And did he know he was going to be this strong entrepreneur and author?
I come from a strong family. Like my mom is an amazing queen. She'll be making 75 this coming October. Um, she has a birthday coming up. We're celebrating her 75th birthday, and she came from a hard, tough upcoming in Watts, Southern California, just California period. So she was a tough cookie, and she instilled in us some really strong family core values. My father, he was a military man, same way, strong core values. So it was a ride growing up. I have great siblings, very fond memories of growing up out here. So family has always been a real important thing. Like it's probably been the number one thing growing up. You don't have a lot but your siblings and the ones that actually are in your household. So family was a big motivator, big push for me growing up.
Now, here, a little bit of feedback. Do you still have two devices on or do you have one device on?
I have that. Is feedback gone?
Uh-huh. Okay, now that whatever you just did, it went away. So good. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Whatever you just did, it went away. So it looks like you are also a health and wellness coach. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I help people along their journeys.
Wow. And in 2022, right now, man, we need that. So many people need it. People, when they went through this pandemic, this monster called COVID-19, so many people uh, are no longer here. And then a lot of people got sick. So during this time, did you find yourself helping people more?
Oh, we're constantly like my group. We're constantly like in the paint on like what's going on health wise. Like we're constantly pushing as far as what's going on in our day to day life and what we're facing. And when COVID came, it was just another hurdle that we were preparing for. So COVID really didn't throw us off. Honestly, some people might think I'm crazy when I say this, but COVID was some of the best times ever. Like we actually got a chance to reset and get back to cooking in the house. We got a chance to seeing what relationships could work and should be working. Some people realized that we were in relationships that you might not have should have stayed in for all these years, but we get so caught up and busy outside that we forget what's going on in the house. So COVID, it presented some challenges as far as health wise. We had a lot of people in our family that were high risk. So, like my mother included, like she's high risk with some of her health issues that she's faced. So, we had to keep a lot of people separated and we didn't really do a lot of commingling. But as we're coming out of it, and I guess you can say coming out of it, we kind of move a little bit differently now. But COVID was just the flu. We got rid of the flu for a couple of years, if you ask me.
And COVID, like you said, made people start to value their time with their family. It made people take each other seriously and stop taking people for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, people were just dropping like flies, man. And health and wellness should always be on the top of the list. Now, do you get into the eating as far as the choices of people's food, or do you get into the physical portion where you're telling people about the makeup of their body and their blood type and what they need to do as far as physical workouts and everything? Which portion do you focus on?
See, everybody's journey for me is unique. My journey was unique because I was at a point in my life where I needed to change. So everybody's journey as they come along, they come at it from where they at. So I approach everybody individually. So if you have these health issues, these are the ways we'll approach it. We start in the mirror, we get to the nutrition, and then we get to the physical activity, and we just keep the simple
Oh,
routine going of being consistent in certain areas and fixing little things that might not be in something that you were knowledgeable in the beginning. And if you were knowledgeable in it, this is how you can help it out. And maybe it might be something mental that you're working on. Like it's more of a mental thing that you're trying to get over a hurdle mentally. And it's not as much as the physical exercise. You kind of got that part down, but you can't keep it off. So depending on the person, we approach it for what the person needs.
so you said something real key. It starts by looking in the mirror. The healthy lifestyle starts by assessing where you are and what you're doing. How easy is that for individuals with your experience? Do they come to you ready, willing, and able to just stop and look in the mirror, and are they open to your suggestions and the change? Because it talks about change, I'm sure, for a lot of people, they have to change some things.
Most people, they get to a point where they try so many different other options that they want to find something that works. And when they look at something that works, they want to make it work for them. And everybody is, some people come like, yo, I'm ready to do it, whatever it takes. Then I tell them the simple things they got to do. Then they think they're going to do it their way. Like, I could do it this way and it'll be easier, or it'll be a shortcut if I do it this way. And it might work, but are you going to be able to be consistent with it on the shortcut way? Because the shortcut way might only have short term results. I'm into it for the long haul. I don't want to get into something that's going to be a quick fix. And yeah, you lose 30 pounds this month, next month you gain 40. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's about being able to maintain a lifestyle change. We don't do diets over here. I don't believe in food abstinence. So whatever someone eats, that's your personal diet. Prepare your food properly, digest your food properly, dispose of your food properly, and move and rest and do all the other things that come along with it. As long as you're doing those steps, we don't do food abstinence. We don't do diets over here.
Wow. Now, Mr. Johnson, you started with yourself first because you lost 100 pounds, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. I was up to about 300 pounds at one point in time.
And so tell us about that journey. How did you make the change? What caused you to change? Was it for medical reason, or was it because you wanted to see a personal change in your physical body?
For me and my story, after having kids, it gets to a point where, like my son, he was getting older and he started participating in sports and he was moving around and doing things, and we were living good. It was pretty. I've always been pretty conscious on what I fed him, so it was never like you're eating bad. It was like we're eating healthy, but we were not eating healthy food and healthy portions and at healthy times, or we didn't have healthy habits with it. So with that came happily in love pounds and things of that nature. So it got to a point where I went to my doctor and I had a doctor's appointment because us as men, my wife has always been keen on making sure I do my yearly appointments. Us as melanated men, we should definitely at least have once a year that you go see your doctor and make sure everything is okay. And in my yearly, I did my blood work and everything. And during that visit, my doctor looked at my numbers and was like, "Bro, this isn't gonna work. Like, you're here. You have kids. You want to see them grow up, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Dude, I like this. This isn't going to do it. You have a high risk of of diabetes. You have a high risk of high blood pressure. You have a high risk of hypertension, because these are things that are in my family's history, things that my parents had suffered through and have been dealing with because of poor eating habits growing up. So he said, if you want to see your kids grow up, you might want to make some changes. And that day was just the start of, okay, now the ball is in motion. We need to do something different. And I want to figure out what was the best way for me. And like I said, my brother's been vegetarian probably 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was like, yeah, vegetarian is cool, but I want to be extreme with it. So just in case I needed some wiggle room, I needed to go ahead and do vegetarian or something like that. So February 1st, I decided to make that at my anniversary date, and I never looked back since. So it's been about
Wow.
8 years. It's just
So
coming up on 8 years. Yeah.
amazing. So how long did it take you? How long, and what was your goal, 100 pounds, and how long did it take you to get there?
See, for me, it was never a number. Like losing weight is never a number. It's all about gaining the consistency. Once I gained the consistency on how I can function and what I can put in, and once I got my consistency together, it became a lot easier for me. And that was what my focal point was getting the consistency. But to lose the weight and get down to a comfortable weight, it took about, for me, it took about 2 years without working out, without putting anything extra in it, and it was just strictly diet and changing the way I was putting what I was putting food, the way I was putting food into my body.
Mm. So what was the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge I think was the first 3 days not knowing how to shop and not knowing that I had options. And once I found out I had plant-based options that I can actually cook and I can actually make taste like regular food, oh, it was easy. It was easy. I haven't looked back since. I think the last 2 months was probably some of the hardest times doing it, because we had a little challenge going on. I ain't gonna call it a little challenge. We had a big challenge going on with the team. We were we were doing the team is on a 90-day no process, and my
I
team is
saw
all
that.
my
I
team
saw
is
that.
all vegan. So they were on a nine. They've been on a 90-day. I did 60 days with them. So for the first 60 days, it was nothing but non-processed vegan food. So
So let's educate the people right now on that. When you say non-processed, that means no canned goods. That
okay,
means nothing. It's the prepackaged item.
none
No
of that.
prepackaged
The,
items.
the only thing that I did was herbs and like my black pepper, and I still had to ground that up, and I kept my seasonings to like the African bird and just grinded up seasonings, and everything else was you had to make it. Like so, like all of plant based meat or anything like that, anything that had been processed, it was out. No
Wow.
processed sugars or anything like that. Grinded up my own Himalayan salt. It was
Wow. So I tried vegan food once, and it tasted pretty good. You know, you go places and you see a lot of stuff, but because sometimes it's hard because some of it in the stores is prepackaged, but it's called
all of
vegan.
it is. All of it is. All of it's
So
prepackaged in the store. So that means we had to come out of the store and we went to Sprouts. We had to get walnuts, mushrooms. We did just, it was hard. No bread. So anything you did, if you're not making the bread, you got to put it on a lettuce wrap or cut up some tomatoes, some avocados, a little salt, pepper, and that was the meal. It was hard. So I
yeah,
can't tell
I
you.
tried some avocado this summer for the first time. Spread avocado on what did I eat something, I don't know if it was a bacon. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but I had avocado spread on it. It was pretty good. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. So it's definitely it's tasty and it can be done. It's like we are so set in what we're used to, but once you try it, it's really not that bad. And you said it, people need to find something that tastes like food. So we have this thing in our mind what it's supposed to taste like. So like they have what the Beyond Meat Burger and all this stuff. Everything is has to be something to trick you into thinking you're eating something else, and that's psychological, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, you should be able to just put something in front of somebody and say, here, taste this. You shouldn't have to try to make them think of something else.
What we grew up with was texture. So for everything is texture, taste, seasoning, and comfort, familiarity. So if I'm looking at something that's supposed to be a burger and I'm doing it and it's mushrooms and walnuts, I need to make sure the seasoning is very in alignment. I need to make sure the texture is very much in alignment. And I need to make sure the whole feel when I'm chewing it gives me everything that my brain is telling me that a burger is supposed to taste like. Now, if I can't get that, then I'm just substituting things. And I'm good with substituting. I did a lot of rice through the period of time. Rice, watermelon, a lot of seeds and berries and things of that nature. That's what got me through. So you realize what your body needs. As long as you're hydrating your body properly, it's really easy to make it through. Your body is really based off making sure it has enough nutrients in it, opposed to being fed tons of food that we get accustomed to here.
Wow. Now, you wrote a book about this, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is
I
your
did.
book about the whole process and the food and everything? What's the title of the book?
The rise of the trash vegan.
The Rise of the Trash Vegan. And the interesting story about your book is you did this, what, in less than a month? 30 days, something like that?
A month and 2 days. It was a period in my life that was a lot going on, and I needed something to kind of take my mind and my energy and put it into something positive. So I ended up coming out of it with a book, and with the help of Rhonda L. Brown Art, Rhonda Wrights Official, my sister, my team member. Rhonda, she helped me with my publishing of it and everything. She helped me get everything together. I really thank her. She's really good at that. Really good.
And I met Rhonda. Rhonda's really awesome. I hear you talk about your team a lot. Tell us about this team. Who is this team that I hear you referencing? And what's
My,
the
my,
name of the team and what did the team do?
my CRC Empire, that covers our We Got Problems podcast. So we have a podcast on YouTube that we got, actually it's on all streaming platforms. So Apple Music, iHeart, Grinder, any platforms that you would listen to your podcast on. We Got Problems podcast. You can find it on there. And we have the Black Masterminds, which is a nonprofit group that I'm associated with. I'm one of the members, and it's just a dope group of individuals that are entrepreneurs in their own business, and we all come together to run our other businesses together as well. So I love my team. Like Curtis G. Martin, he's our Curtis Martin 24/7. He's our credit guy. He's anything that has to do with money, he can help you with it and guide you in the right way. Rhonda, she's our artist. She's also our editor. She also helps us with our books. Founding member. Thank you, Rhonda. You're absolutely right. You see, I can't even get on here without getting bullied. Uh, Also, we have, like I said, our We Got Problems podcast. We put a lot of time into that. We put a lot of work into that. A lot of effort goes into that. We really focus in on making sure we're focusing on issues that's in our community that we're dealing with that most people aren't talking about. We have a lot of relationship podcasts or a lot of podcasts based on the negative things that's going on in our community. So we wanted to do a podcast that was based on building entrepreneurs, building businesses, and giving light to people who are doing positive things in our community. People who have overcome triumphs, and, just tragedies and different type of triumphs that you really wouldn't even imagine that some of these people have came through, and now they're having businesses and they're having trust and they're having different type of, just I don't know. It's kind of hard. You have to go to the podcast and see some of the topics that we've talked about in the
Wow.
past and some of the people we've interviewed. It's really, really good. We put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it.
Wow, Rhonda, type it in for me so I can put it up there and let the people know what it is. Type in
We got
the name of it and the dates and time so I can let the people know. So I know that you guys do amazing work. On IG, his name on IG is the Trash Vegan. You'll see that right there, the underscore trash underscore vegan. And you go live, and Rhonda and AJ, they join you, and you go live about what time throughout the week?
We do a 707 morning build um, on AJ does the 707, and I join in on when we love watching and supporting. AJ does the 707 every morning on Instagram, and from AJ's, I tend to do the build on wheels. We met up on Instagram, like you said, just meeting up online people. AJ came into my live one morning. I've been going to his ever since, and we built a strong bond. So Monday through Fridays, I do the build on wheel. It started off with me just teaching my son how to drive to school and me taking my mind off the road. So the way I took it, before it was the build on wheel, it was called How I Risk My Life.
Okay, okay. And it started with you teaching your son. So how did you get from there to build on wheels?
Because he got better, so we stopped risking my life and we called it a build on wheels, and we
Wow.
just started bringing people in and we talk to people. Everybody comes in, and it's just been growing for the over the past year or so. We've just been continuously going back, and we stay consistent. And it's just
Uh,
talking about, oh, and I don't want to forget, we have problems also has a nightly call that we do on Zoom Monday through Friday. So at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we host a book club. We have a business automation class. We have a health and wellness class. We have a digital education class. So maybe it might be digital marketing, it might be cryptocurrency, it might be the metaverse. But we have a class that we teach on Thursday, and Friday is Get Your Credit Right with Curtis G. Martin. Curtis comes on and he helps people fix their credit.
okay, okay. That sounds amazing. So the information is as follows. It's called We Got Problems Podcast. It's a new episode every Sunday. It's We Got Problems After Dark, a networking group Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And the Build on Wheels is on IG Monday through Friday at 7:35 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. Rhonda's on point, boy. She don't miss a beat, does she? Wanda, if you check your messenger, Wanda, check your messenger on IG. Listen, so it's, you know what, that is so amazing, and all of this came about through IG, through Instagram. I mean, so this is some of the positive stuff that has happened from the pandemic. Everybody's sitting at home and they're learning and they're meeting new people. So that is a wonderful thing. So that's such a blessing. Now, in your book, what is your book all about? It's about your personal journey and experience. Do you have recipes in the book too?
No, actually, it takes you through the first year, the first 12 months of my plant based journey, just the highs and lows that I went through, actually transitioning over. And I just talk about that for the first year, and it was just 1 year in my life. I took a year out to talk about it, and it gave a little history. I'm working on two more right now. I'm working on, like you said, a cookbook. I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna talk much about it. I have a cookbook and another book coming after this.
Wow. When can we expect the cookbook?
I'm trying to get done with this soon. I don't want to put no date out there because I know Butterfly had me stuck on a date, and I'll probably be done with it in 2 weeks if I have to. So I don't want to put no date out there, but it's coming. I'm working on recipes now.
Oh boy, she got pressure. I feel the pressure. Pressure. That is Butterfly Rhonda.
Rhonda, Rhonda
Rhonda,
Brown, yes.
he don't even want to say it because he knows you're gonna hold him accountable. See, that's accountability. That's it. That's accountability. Y'all are holding each other accountable. So that is amazing. And now you spoke about Black Mastermind, and I know you mentioned to me something about Black Friday. Can you talk about that? What's that all about?
The Black Masterminds, that's the acronym for our group, Building Legacies, Activating Collective Knowledge. It's a group of entrepreneurs that come together that really focus in on finding problems in our community and fixing them. Our Black Friday Takeover is a 24-hour event. This is the third annual Black Friday Takeover. We decided to take an event that's primarily focused in on taking our dollars out of our communities and lining in the pockets of some billionaires. So we chose to take that time and do a 24-hour event and find entrepreneurs that look like us and highlight their businesses and whatever they're doing in their community, and taking time to showcase what they do and giving them a platform to actually have some commerce on a day when dollars are flying out at a million miles an hour to other people's pockets. Let's try and siphon some of that back into our own community. And that's basically what it started as. And we start at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we tend to go until the next morning, the next night, that time, or on until. So the first event went up well over 30 hours. Last year we were at about 27 hours or so, and I look forward to it going on and on this year as well. So it's a great event. We have a lot of fun.
It sounds amazing. 24 hours of empowerment. And I look forward to sharing some information I told you about with the book
The
that I
tickets
wrote.
are on sale now, and I do believe that this is the last week you can get them for the price that they're at a discounted price right now. The tickets are $25 right now. I do believe this is the last week they'll be at this price. So if you haven't got your tickets now, you can go to the BlackFridayTakeover.com and you can get your tickets there.
Wow, I think that's going to be amazing. And how did it go last year? You did this last year, right? How many years have you been doing it so far?
This is the third annual year, and it went crazy good. Like, we had some really powerful speakers. I had took some really good notes. We had one of the speakers who came on. She works in genealogy, and she just spoke on the history of her ancestry tree, and how she can find her great grandmother, tracked her back into the 1700s, how they were wording the it was just deep. When I tell you that the search for her ancestor tree, and how she drew some blanks at a certain time period where it was like no documentation at this period, and it was just real informative, and I enjoyed it. I can talk about a lot of interviews we had last year, but I know we have some high powered speakers this year. Brother AJ will be there this year. Brother Form Runner will be there this year. So we have some great speakers. We have some that came back that want to go ahead and show where their progress is this year, and we have some new ones coming up. So it's going to be a good event. Tickets
Wow.
are on sale now.
Wow. And I just shared on the story for people to click the link to come over here. If you have the ability to go to your second device, I just shared it on my story if you want to share it on yours. That is absolutely amazing. So, can you feel the difference? Can you really feel the difference with the vegan lifestyle? I mean, because a lot of times people talk about the different lifestyles, and I know for me, I want to feel lighter on my feet. I want to feel good about how I look, and I just want to not feel heavy. So that's the reason why I changed my I guess my diet. Like you said, you don't recommend people change their diet. You just help them with the lifestyle choices, because it's all about the choices we make. So what are some of the things that you can tell people if they go vegan that they really can expect to happen if they do that?
My only regret about going plant based is that I didn't do it sooner. My only regret. I have experienced some tough days. I've experienced some easy days, but as I look back on it, I regret none of them. Like, I really look forward to challenging myself to make sure my food tastes as close to normal as I would know. I was always a foodie prior to ever going plant based. So I really didn't go plant based because I was trying to save the animals or whatever. I was just trying to save, like, the way I was eating, the way I was processing, and the way I was treating my gut. My kids aren't plant based, so I don't try and force this lifestyle on anyone that it isn't for. My main focus is educating people to make sure they know how to properly digest their food. If you're eating meat, make sure you know where you're getting your food base from, the source from. So I don't believe in just eating regular cows that's been sitting there and eating corn and soy and slop. That's not a good source of meat. If you're going to eat it, I want to make sure that we have a grass fed, organic based meat. if we're going to do it. And then we're going to hydrate it properly, make sure we're taking the packing salt out of it, making sure that is well nutrient. It has the minerals added back in it when we're cooking it. And then we're seasoning it and we're saying grace over it before we ingest it into our body. We're digesting it. We're chewing our food up properly. We're hydrating our body to make sure our body is processing it. We're making sure we're moving and the food is going through us. So spring water, spring water or distilled water. That's the only way to go. So
Okay.
that
So,
that
so, so where did you learn all this? Did you go to school for this? Did you take a courses? Was you like a culinary cook? I mean, where did you learn all of these things that you're teaching individuals now?
trial and error. Like we went back to what our ancestors taught us. That the way my mom cooked, the way my grandma cooked, the way my father cooked, the way our ancestors taught us how to eat. My nutritionist, Mac, the form runner, he keeps me he keeps me in tune whenever I have questions or anything that I need or answers that I need. It might not be working or something. Sometimes you might need to get a little twist in this, or you have to ask a question about that. Everything doesn't go together. You shouldn't be putting all foods in your body at all times. You should have seeded foods. You should have food grown from the ground. Most of our diet is plant based, but like my kids' diets are mostly plant based, but sometimes they're gonna have some whole milk in their diet because I need them to ingest certain other things with this milk. So I use the milk as a way to feed it to their bodies so their bodies can adjust it.
Wow, wow. So your children, I like that you said you didn't force your children to do that. Let's talk about that. A lot of people try to force it on their children, and I like the fact that you didn't do that.
For me, food was like my comfort zone when I was young. So it's no way in the world that I'm gonna try and make them sustain from stuff that I love growing up. That wouldn't be fair to me. And from my perspective, I love pizza growing up. I didn't eat nobody's pork growing up, but I still had chicken and ground beef and mushrooms and all the things that I loved on my pizza. And what kind of parent would I be if I say, "Oh, you can't do that now? You only can do a plant-based pizza," when I know I have the other pizza that tastes good as well. But what I do is I give them an option now. So, which one y'all want?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Listen, I think that's amazing. Now, I noticed that along with that, you're also a track coach and you do what's that? USATF Level 2 Speed Training Coach. What and Falcons you track head coach. So you were a track star when you were young in high school or college?
No, it wasn't that. I participated in the sports growing up, but what happened was there was a void in what my children needed. And because it was a void in what my children needed, I went ahead and filled it because you can go to someone else and let them try and handle your kids, or you can handle your kids yourself. And I believe in giving my kids everything they want and anything they need. So it was just a necessity. So I went to school, got all my certifications, and now I have a track club.
That's commendable. So you did that to make sure that your children had the proper guidance. Wow.
We were actually, me personally, I went back and I tapped into someone who I knew in the track world when I first want to let my son experience it. And when I got into the organization, I found a lot of little gray areas that that didn't quite work for me. So it was never going to be like a disrespectful thing. I was just okay. We can do better. And the moment that I realized I can do better, we got together and we built our own track club.
Wow, that's really good. And what did your daughter do? Does she run track too?
My daughter, she also participates. She actually went to the junior nationals this year up in Sacramento, and she competed. I think she took 11th overall in her event. She throws the jab, she throws the shot, and she's gonna work on throwing the discus and the hammer this year. So she's one of the throwers in our region that she really enjoys that. My son's always been a quarter miler, so he's in high school now. So after he's done with his high school season, he comes back around for the club as well, and he gets his boys together and they go out there and they bang heads in California. So any four by
Wow.
fours or quarter 4x1s, quarter miler relays, and all of that, they out there rumbling in their age group.
Do you foresee any scholarships?
as long as they stay healthy and stay consistent, all I care about is good grades personally. Like as
No, I'm
long as
saying you see them going on to further their career in college or anything.
they have offers and colleges are interested, but I'm interested in grades right now. So you can show me grades and we can talk about college. If you can show me grades, we can talk about where's your next step as far as your career. Because like a lot of parents are trying to feed their kids to these professional teams, and that's not my goal. My goal is to feed my son to a professional world and he be ready to come back the same way I let him out there.
Yes, yes, that's excellent. And so in 2022, we have to be very intentional, So I love that about you. So now, Mr. Johnson, tell us something that people don't know about you when it comes to the Instagram and on the internet and your podcast. What's something that people don't know about you in regards to some activities you like or the type of person you are? A lot of times some people will tell me, well, I played the guitar or I did karate or just anything. I sew or whatever. What is something that people don't know about Mr. Khalif Johnson?
Mind my business. I stay to myself. I enjoy making memories with people who I really respect. I enjoy creating great memories with them. Like I love my family. I love my kids. I love my team. Like I love making memories with them. We really sit back and we build daily. We really focus in on making sure we're in a good position, that we're positioning each other to be in a better position today than we were yesterday. And tomorrow we have better plans for what we plan on making or how we plan on operating. So I love my team and I'm really simple. I'm really not a people person. So I don't, I'm not, I'm an invert.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't mind being inverted.
yes, yes, yes. But you know
Introvert.
what? Your team, I have to tell you guys, if you are not following the Trash Vegan, if you are not following the Trash Vegan, let me let you see it again. If you're not following the Trash Vegan on IG, you really need to because him and his team, they will help you. I mean, like if you come on their live and you talk about something that you want to do, or they just hear any potential in you, they're gonna pull it out of you. They're gonna help you and tell you about writing a book or doing whatever you need to do. Start a business or write the business plan, whatever it is, they're gonna help you to do that. That's what they do. I picked that up and I called Rhonda the next day. Rhonda, I will be getting back with you for sure. They really will get you going if you want somebody to help you get going. So that's the thing I can say about the Trash Vegan and all the people in his circle. Very positive space to go to, very positive. Mr. AJ is an awesome poet. Oh my goodness, awesome poet.
I
And
love
Vonda is a she's an artist.
I
My
got it.
if
I
you
have
look,
her artwork on my walls right now.
woo,
And
woo.
I have her work on my walls right now, and I got a couple more in layaway that y'all. Hopefully, she ain't sold yet because she be trying to sell everything, and I don't want to put on layaway. So
Yes. Well, let me tell you right now. If you like poetry, if you like good art, if you are aspiring artist or an aspiring business owner, entrepreneur, you really want to follow this IG handle you see on the screen at the underscore trash underscore vegan. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. Everything positive. I have seen nothing but positivity coming from this group of individuals.
thank
They
you, honey.
are pouring into people. They are making a difference. They are inspiring individuals. They are empowering individuals. Every business endeavor that they have is to help you. The Black Mastermind. I mean, if you're just coming in, when you come back and do the replay, go get your tickets. Where can they get those tickets again for the Black Mastermind? And I know you said that the price may change, but where
The
is the Black
price is
Mastermind? Give me that
right now.
website.
If you the you can go to the Black Friday Takeover.com and you can get your tickets there. You can go to We Got Problems podcast. You can find us there. It's on YouTube. You can subscribe, hit notifications. We have a new episode being released today. Um, a powerful interview as well. I think this is Brother Keenan Handy's. This is going to be a powerful interview. Like I was really excited to get him just to know his story. This is a gentleman that I helped run a track club with. Like we came together, our boys ran together. So he has a few restaurants out here in Southern California. He's constantly doing something else that's innovative for our community. I love the people who we interview. I love the people who we have in our community that we're bringing light to let people know what they're doing in our community. Like we just had a couple of the last couple interviews, and the ones that we have coming up. Auntie Gina's coming up. I think her episode's coming up at the Keenans. So
Okay.
we have hers coming up. We have Sonoma. She's a coach in Southern California. We have interview with a gentleman who's an activist out there in Louisiana, Johnny Domino. Like we have some stuff coming up for voting rights, everything. Like we've been working. Like we've
Now,
really been working.
I heard a testimony from a young man on your live the other day when I happened to tune in, and he said that when he's driving, if he has a good distance, that he turns to your podcast and he listens to your podcast because he always gets full listening to your podcast. And that is a beautiful thing when somebody's very intentional about turning to it and doing a replay of a podcast because they know it's some value. It's coming up. It's going to be some value. So that's amazing. So I need to go and listen to it as well. I'm interested. I saw the format. It looked very professional. Mr. Curtis did an amazing job. Rhonda and I looked, and she took me over there on the conversation we had after that live that day. Because I'm telling y'all pumped me up. After I got off the live with y'all, I had to call her. I was pumped up. I was like, man, they are the truth. This is really real. So I just want to commend you on what y'all do because it's really amazing. What is the next project? Have y'all talked about what y'all might want to do next besides the Black Mastermind? What next for the group?
We have some speaking engagements coming up. We have some consulting engagements coming up. We have another helicopter ride coming up. We have a business trip out to I believe one of these islands we have coming up. We're looking to in the next year or so. We have our eyes on purchasing a building. We have a few things in the works. Like we have another Toro business we're working on putting together. We have some team members in that. Just we just been working. There's a lot of stuff going on, and you can only do so much at one time.
I
And then
know.
actually make sure that the plays are made right. You can't rush into them.
I'm glad you said that because it's not just about throwing things together. It's about being strategic, and that's what I see that y'all do. Because y'all meet for hours at a time. I definitely have to get over there to one of your evening because you meet in the evening sometimes, right? What
We,
days and
we
others?
Monday through Friday we do a Zoom call, and it's called we got problems after dark, and we go in for the first hour and we're teaching about something. Like I do a health and wellness class every Wednesday. Rhonda does a book club every Monday. We get through a part of a book. We've knocked out 10 books already, 11 books this year, just in the book club alone, and we come talk about them every Monday. Right now, we should be 2/3 done with E-Myth. E-Myth is a book we're on. We'll be talking about that in discussion tomorrow in class. So E-Myth is the one that we're working with now. We do that, and yeah, then the podcast on every Sunday we drop a new episode on that. So we're constantly working in one of those fields. We're constantly meeting in something. We have meetings before the meetings. We have meetings after the meetings, making sure we're tying up all loose ends. Agendas are all handled. It's really it's work.
So
Yeah, I
health
think
and wellness. You get
Wednesday
books. You
credit
get to talk about the good books and get empowered with
Monday.
that. Do y'all
We
ever
got
do movie reviews? Do y'all ever do movie reviews?
we have business automation, and we sometimes play games in there. We play category, we play Black Jeopardy. We have like fun games and stuff sometimes on Tuesday. On Thursday, Daz is in there. She's teaching something about the metaverse, cryptocurrency, affiliate marketing, some type of make a money play that you can make money. Maybe it might be just how to use Canva or something to make more money. Maybe it might be setting up a builder roll account, however you might do it. And then on Friday, we have Curtis. He comes in and he teaches about good credit and how he helps people fix their credit. And
Come on.
if you're a part of the group, he doesn't mind helping you build your credit up, fix your credit. And he tells us the plays he makes. I'm just like a little student with the little notepad, making sure I'm following suit. That's
Listen,
my game
so,
plan.
and if somebody wants to do that, how do they get an invite to being on that Zoom? How can someone who's watching get an invite to be on that Zoom?
It's simple. You click the link in my bio on my Instagram. I have a link in my bio on Instagram where you can find everything that we're involved in. So if you go to it's After Dark link, you click on that, you fill out your email, and you get an invite into the We Got Problems After Dark. It's a Zoom link. You just click on the link. You come in. We get on there promptly at 7. By 8 o'clock, we're normally done teaching. If someone's going over, it might go over to like 8:20. Yeah, just click the link in my bio. You see the link?
Link right there in the bio. Click the link in the bio. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
guys, listen. So, Khalif, is there anything that you would like to tell the people that I did not ask you about in regards to uh, the book? We Got Problems After Dark, the Black Mastermind. What's the CRC Empire?
CRC, Khalif, Rhonda, and Curtis. Or Curtis, Rhonda, and Khalif. We both, either way it works for us. So we both got a C, so we can put a C, two C's, and we get an R in the middle. So CRC Empire. That's our company, our mother company that we use to host our podcast and everything we do, our book publishing company, our web building site. If you need web hosting, CRC covers all of that for us. If you need book editing, you need a website built, all of that come under CRC. So we do a lot of moving parts under our mother company, which
And when you go to the page, you'll see the links. You could just click the link to do whatever it is you need to do. All you have to do is start by clicking the link in his bio. Man, that is powerful. Any announcements that you would like to tell the people in regards to something coming up next, or any closing comments? Because I know you've had a long day, so I don't want to keep you long. I just want to thank you so much for coming on. Anything particular that I did not ask you that you would like to share with the audience?
we have the Black Friday takeovers coming up November 25th. That's definitely something I want to make sure everybody knows about. We'll be ramping up our promotion for that this month. But we have some really good presenters that are going to be there. It's going to be some really good teachers there. It's going to be a lot of giveaways. It's going to be a really good event that will be supporting people in our community that are doing good things, that are really striving in business to be the best versions of our community, and they need support. And support is free, but they bills aren't. So, they got phone bills, light bills. They out there doing stuff. If somebody's giving you a product and they're putting something in your hand, support. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking for support. Like, my books sell. You can go to thetrashvegan.com. My books go. I'm not really sitting there need. I appreciate the support, but that doesn't stop me from the job that we do. Like, the work that we do is going to be done regardless. So you can support if you want to. Great. If you don't, that's fine as well. Do the best version of you. I ask everybody to do the best version of themselves. We have a podcast. We release a new episode every Sunday. We have a new episode going up tonight. It's going to be a real good interview with Keenan Handy. He's a chef, born and raised in Compton. He been to the federal penitentiary out. He's a father, run a beautiful business, take care of his family, wrote a beautiful book, constantly into his restaurant. Got a great episode coming up. I really look forward to his episode dropping. It was an episode that was near and dear to me. Let me see, Black Masterminds, CRC, the podcast. I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't think I'm missing anything. Rhonda L. Brown Art. I don't want to ever forget the team. Curtis G. Martin, 24/7. I don't ever want to forget the team. The blackmasterminds.com, .org, excuse me, blackmasterminds.org, the Black Friday Takeover.com. And yeah, I think I've hit everybody.
Wow. Wow. So much positive, so much empowerment. That's everything that y'all do is empowering. I just want to thank y'all for your commitment. You guys are committed to the commitment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are committed to the commitment that you have made to one another, that you have made to yourself, that you have made to the people. And it's so evident, like it's so evident. And like I said, I have never seen anything other than positivity when I have come through any of your lives. So I look forward to connecting with you guys again. I look forward to participating and going in. My schedule is going to change. My evenings have not been good, but my schedule is going to change. So when it frees up, I will be available to pop in after dark. Like I told Rhonda, it's a lot of things that I'm doing, but I definitely will be getting back with her again. And Rhonda, I have to get Rhonda on here to show her art and to show the stuff that she's doing because she's just
Definitely.
really, really gifted, man. And AJ, I have to get him on here just to hear his poetry, man. Oh man,
Her
that book I
schedule be
saw.
so crazy. Her schedule be so crazy. If you only knew how much stuff she does behind the scenes, like she's constantly working on somebody's project. She's constantly editing somebody's project, building a website. Like people don't really realize how much behind the scenes that's actually going on daily. So the team is constantly working. I don't ever want y'all to think that we're sitting there thinking somebody gonna give us something. We're working, working, working. And I thank you for what you do. I've been paying attention to your interviews. You've done some really, really good interviews. I've been enjoying watching, and I just look forward to supporting as well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to, I got to get a team, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't do it by yourself. If I get a team, then I can build my platform like I want to build it. I was telling somebody earlier today, sometimes I don't look at the numbers because if I looked at the numbers, I would have stopped a long time ago. But I got a person that came on earlier that was telling me how it blessed her. Listening to some of the interviews, it blessed her. So sometimes it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So that's what encouraged me to keep going. And I know eventually I'll find some people that I can collaborate with to help me to take it to the next level, like I'm looking to do. I want to get on a couple of different podcasts or platforms as well, so that these audio can be spread out because the stories need to be told. These are powerful
See,
stories; they have to
see,
be
we,
told.
we take ours and we post ours on every streaming platform, Apple Music, iHeart, everyone. So you can just be in your car and you don't have to look at it on YouTube. You can listen to it on any streaming platform that you listen to your podcast. That's the way of the
Yeah, I
future.
got to figure out how to do that. So I probably need to get with you, Rhonda, AJ, whoever handles that part of it, and just figure out how to do that. Because right now I have about 75 episodes right now, and like you said, the people. I mean, one of the guys that I interviewed, he told me today that he is now cancer free. Gmo and his story. I mean, the stories are unbelievable. Young man who did 22 years in prison, and his story now, he's an underdog coach. So there's some powerful stories out there. But listen, hey man, I just want to thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. Thank you for being the father, the husband, the entrepreneur, and the author that you are. For your humility, for your dedication, and your professionalism. I truly, truly do appreciate it. I see you, and I see big things happening for your whole team, man. I know that this is just the beginning, and great things are going to happen. I definitely, Rhonda, need to get with you because I definitely want to participate in that Black Mastermind. Uh, I meant what I said when I said y'all encourage me. I just have to find the time. I'm rearranging things because I'm also a caregiver, and that takes up a lot of my time. So it is important that we get with people such as your team that can help you because a lot of times people they don't know how to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I know how to make it happen. I have taught people how to make it happen, but it's just that sometimes I need somebody to hold me accountable and inspire me to do it, and then I just make it happen. So I want to thank you so much again for coming through. We look forward to spreading the love and spreading this information out there to everybody on all the different platforms as well. And hopefully one day I'll come over there on your podcast too, and
Whenever
we'll
you're
spread
ready,
love
just
over
let me
there.
know when you're ready. We record next month. Let me know. Let me
Yeah,
know if
we'll
you really
make
want
it
to get
happen.
on.
Somebody unapologetically chaotic. I don't know if that's one of your people that popped in here. And thank you so much for popping in. You may want to go back and do the replay because if you know anything about Khalif, you know how he do. You already know everything he touches is gold. And I'm just, I just wonder who this man was before he even got on IG and met these people. Did I just want to ask you one last question? The the pandemic, had it not been a pandemic, had you not gotten on IG, do you see yourself with this book? in fruition? Did you see all the stuff that you're doing now? Do you think this would have manifested if it had not been for the pandemic and you coming on IG and meeting these people the way you did?
Absolutely not. I don't like people. I never showed my face on Instagram. You can go back to any of my Instagrams. I refuse to show my face. I don't like people. People do all the worst things in the world. People can be some of the cruelest people. People can say some of the heinous things. And it's just, I don't like people. I've seen enough bad in people to want to stay away from a lot of people. And I tend to stay around people that I'm comfortable with, that I know. And I had to open up myself to a whole different genre of people. And the crazy part about it is I've met a lot of good people, but I've seen a lot of goofy people do goofy things, and I continue to see goofy things go on. And we have enough ass shaking going on. We have enough people talking about spinning ops. We have enough people talking about clickbait, talking about Kanye this and who's not doing this. The queen is this, that, and the third. I want to focus on issues that really affect my daughter, my son right now. That's the things I want to talk about. Those are the issues we need to talk about. Those are the things we need to be pressing. We got enough people trying to distract us and take our attention and use it for their own personal gain. Now, if we can take a little bit of that attention and use it to fix our community, we have a very good chance of making it as a whole.
Wow. And on that note, tune in tonight to We Got Problems podcast tonight, Sunday at what time is it tonight?
It should be up in a little bit. If it's not up right now, I haven't tapped in with my team yet. So as soon as I get off here, I'll tap in.
Okay, so just go to YouTube.
We got
got
problems
problems on YouTube, and you'll
or
find
anywhere you watch your streaming, watch your podcast, any streaming platform. So Apple, iHeart, whatever you watch it at, it'll be there.
Wow, that's amazing. Have an amazing evening. Khalif, God bless you and your family. Hope that nothing but the best for you with all your endeavors. I want to thank you for coming through, and we look forward to connecting in the future. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you come back and do the replay. I want you to like, I want you to share, I want you to comment. Go and make sure you follow this young man at The Trash Speaking. Have an amazing evening. Thank you all so much. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tonight on the We Got Problem podcast. All right? And take it easy, everybody. Thank you. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye.